before we get started today, I just wanted to remind everybody that we do have another workshop coming up June 20th.
Yep.
All about numbers and estimating systems. We've decided that like numbers are the hill we're going to die on, especially for 2023, pushing it all this year because if you have crappy estimates, pardon my language, if you put
So
more,
bad.
I know it's terrible. But if you keep making more sales and putting those on top of your stupid crappy estimates where you're just guessing, then that is a whole bunch of whipped cream on garbage. It's not doing you any good. You're not going to be, why make more sales if you're not going to make more money off it? It just makes no sense. So if you haven't ever taken a dive into your numbers, you don't really know about estimating systems, you don't know what we're talking about, if you've just been making up your own spreadsheets and kind of hoping for the best or hoping that you just like make up for it on the next job, join us in that workshop and we'll go over all of those things.
Yeah, it's been great. We've been doing these past couple months now, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy talking to people, seeing what they're doing, and really just kind of helping them, pointing out what they could do better.
We do all of this because we know what it's like to put whipped cream on garbage. We know what it's like to continually make more sales and to see nothing out of it. And it's disheartening. It's not fun. You're just going to work yourself into a hole. And so that is why we do this. We're just out here to help all landscapers understand their numbers. Doesn't matter what size your business, you all need to know it. So get signed up for that workshop.
Yeah, June 20th. The link's on millionairelandscaper.com. It's also millionairelandscaper.com/power hour.
All right. We'll see you there.
We want to take a quick second to tell you about our friends over at Cycle CPA. I can't even express to you how important it is to have a good accountant on your side. You know you want accurate bookkeeping and financial statements every month. Instead, you're often left with limited time to focus on the accounting side of your business and no reports to show for it. At Cycle CPA, the landscaping accountants, they not only handle the bookkeeping, but also provide landscape industry benchmarking, job costing, financials by service line, advisory meetings, and much more. Cycle CPA has a team of landscaping accountants available to provide anything from bookkeeping to CFO services. Visit cyclecpa.com and for $100 off, mention the $1 Million Landscaper podcast.
EasyBeasy's easy to use, easy to learn, affordable work order and time clock app with unlimited users included with every subscription. If you've ever struggled with the daily grind of keeping track of work orders, you have to check out EasyBeasy. Make and edit work orders anytime, anywhere you're working, at your desk, in your truck, on the job site, even on your couch. With EasyBeasy, you can easily copy work orders to use over and over, which is great for mowing and plowing. You can also keep track of employee timesheets, contact your customers, add notes, instructions, even pictures of your jobs. EasyBeasy works on Android and Apple devices or any tablet or computer. EasyBeasy also has a wide variety of reports so you can have all the info you need for billing right from your phone. Say goodbye to paying for extra users because everyone gets unlimited users on EasyBeasy. Try EasyBeasy for free for 30 days. Visit easybeasy.app/MDL to sign up. EasyBeasy is a simple work order and time clock app for mow crews, hardscape crews, and everything in between. Start saving time and money with EasyBeasy. Visit easybeasy.app/MDL to sign up today.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So today we are going to be talking about working on your business, not in it. We've all heard that saying, and we've kind of questioned, what does that mean? I don't even know what that means. So
Yes, it doesn't do you any good to hear that if you are like, well, I don't even know what working on my business means.
yeah, we see so many landscapers that they get stuck in the day-to-day things. They get stuck taking care of employees and putting out fires and dealing with the customers, but they don't really actually spend the time to step back from the business, look and see if it's going in the right direction, if you're making money, doing all these things that we consider working on your business.
And we get it, because especially when you're first starting out and you're wearing every hat in the business, it can be hard.
Yeah. Like I said, people just get stuck in this thing, and it's sometimes hard to step away from it. We actually just had a group coaching call here. It was a couple weeks ago, and one of the things I really liked hearing was one of our newer members in the academy. He enjoyed taking that hour per week coming to our group coaching call because it reminded him that he needed to work on the business rather than being out there. Now it's mainly just him. He has a couple part-time employees, but it makes him work on his business. So I thought that was a great thing. I never really thought about it that way.
That is great, and it also shows that if you want to work on your business and be that kind of business owner, you have to be intentional about putting that into your schedule. He could easily use the excuse, well, I don't have time, I'm not going to do this. He intentionally blocks that hour to work on his business and be a business owner. He wants to be a successful business owner. He is embodying that future representation of himself, even if he's like, I'm still new and I'm young and I don't feel like I'm one of those big successful guys yet. But he's embodying that persona already. Like, if I was successful and if I was, that successful landscaper, what would I do? I would block that hour and I would set aside the time to do it. And he, like you said, he's done it, young guy. I think it's just really admirable that, he had the forethought to do that.
And he does it on the job sites. It's not like he's like leaving, going back to his house, whatever. He literally steps away from his job for an hour and just chats with us.
We take calls from people in their trucks all the time. So
there's always time to squeeze some of these things in there.
We were landscapers too. We get it.
Yeah.
Calls from the truck, completely normal.
The other thing we see is a lot of landscapers, like I said, get stuck in this firefighting mode. They just go out there and take care of it. And they actually start enjoying it. And
putting out fires.
Yeah, they just enjoy it. It's like one of the things they take pride in, like dealing with this customer or dealing with this employee not knowing what to do or whatever's going on.
Well, does it make them feel needed? Is that what you're
saying? It
does,
yeah.
Okay.
And I think we kind of can get stuck in that habit. I know myself, I like helping people. But is it really going to help your business and what you're doing? Is there things that you could do to put in place to eliminate some of those things? That's where a lot of people don't think about.
Sure. That way you can reserve your skills and you having to come and do it. Save that for like the good stuff, like the big things. If there's other things that could be, solved by having a system in place or, like you said, or training somebody else to do it, let that happen.
Yeah, and most of us have heard the book E-Myth by Michael Eager. If you haven't read it, go and get it.
That's like foundational business book. It's one of the, I think it might be the first book I bought for you on business, literally like early 2000s. So like over 20 years ago. We still have it somewhere. The pages are kind of yellow and crusty, but we still have it.
It's upstairs next to my bed, so I do check it out every once in a while.
Oh, that's cute. You're sleeping with your book. Sorry, go ahead.
But one of the quotes he says in there is, if your business depends on you, then you don't own a business. You have a job. And I think it's so true. And landscapers, again, just get stuck in this mindset. They have to be the one out there doing every single thing. Now, yes, you are a vital part of the business, but you have to be starting to set your business up to work without you having to be there and to answer every single question. There's things
eventually, once again, I always feel like there's a big flashing like asterisk. Like literally, if your business just started this year, if you're in your first couple years, you're still going to be rat racing. But but keep this in mind, because this is what you want to be working towards. And know that you'll eventually get there. Don't be the guy or gal who has been in business for like 15 years and is still in the rat race. Yes. This is just, if you are early on, like I said, I don't want you to think that you have to do this right now. But put this in your mind for the future and what you're working towards.
No, but you can definitely start taking some steps to put in place to help eliminate and start creating the systems and procedures for things.
The sooner you start doing them, the easier the transition will be. You can create that system culture from day one as you hire people, so then you won't be trying to teach it to people who have already been with you for a few years and are already stuck in their bad habits.
Like we did. It was hard.
Everything that you could do wrong, we did. So absolutely.
But again, it's one of those things that working on your business does entail that. It doesn't require you to take a step back and kind of creating a plan. I don't care if you just write something down on a piece of a napkin or a piece of paper. Can you give us
a specific example?
Well, just taking the time, even at just beginning, taking the time to look at your numbers, look at where your sales are, look at where your profit is. You can pull up, if you have QuickBooks, you can pull up a quick P&L and look through that and see where you're at. If you're making money, you can look at your account receivables. Are you getting paid on time? If you're not getting paid on time, these are all quick, easy things that you can do in your business, rather than a few minutes, especially if you have QuickBooks or something very simple, Zero or whatever.
Have some kind of software.
Have some kind of accounting software. You can easily pull these things up and start looking at some of these numbers. Start looking at the KPIs, where you're at in your business.
KPIs, key performance indicators.
If you're looking at, let's say, for example, you are not getting enough leads. What can you do to get more leads? Are you tracking the leads you're getting? Where are those leads coming from? So again, that's just kind of taking a step back and looking at your audience, and looking at who you want to work for. Are you getting the leads? Is your website set up? Is your sales process all set up? These are some of the things that we need to take a step back and look at it, obviously from your perspective, but also like an aspect from your customers too. How are they looking at your website? What do they do when they get to your website? Get a quote
pretend
on
you're
it?
your own customer. Like if they call you, do you call them back on time?
Well,
if they look at your website,
yes.
does it look like a professional website or something that you did for your high school graduation project?
Yes.
Like what?
Yeah, there's just a lot of different things you can do. But you do need to spend at least once a month, I recommend at least once a month, taking a step back, look at your business and see where you're at. I don't care if you do this for an hour while you're sitting drinking a beer or coffee, whatever. Just take the time to actually work on your business and start creating a plan where you need to go, your next step. Otherwise, you're just going to be in this hamster wheel, just going over and over and again and not getting anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much all I had today. I know it's a simple topic, but
Sometimes
it's something.
they just need the reminder. Like this is your invitation to go ahead and, like Scott said, have a beer with yourself, have coffee with yourself, schedule an hour.
Yeah, you just have to really take a look at your business and look at it whole. See if it's going in the right direction. Are you doing the types of work that you want to do? I'm just trying to go all the different types of examples.
Well, and this gives you time to think about what kind of business do you want, because if you are just starting out, you might be dabbling in mowing, landscaping, like a little this, little that. This gives you time to sit back and reflect on what kind of jobs are making us money. What kind of jobs do I really like to do? Maybe I want to pull back on this service and push the gas down on this service. It's just being intentional about where your business is going instead of letting the business guide you to where you're going. You can guide the business because you are the one making the decisions.
Well, one thing I've been seeing a lot this year in the Academy members, they've been taking a look at their business. For one, looking at some of the numbers and seeing where they're at profitability-wise at each service. And they're finding themselves, a lot of them are stepping away from smaller residential customers. They've been stepping into some commercial, but more so higher end residential customers because they can provide more services, a better quality customer they're finding.
And is this, do you think because they've been in business for like a couple years and they're getting their legs and they're finding their feet? Like, do you see those smaller residential jobs as a stepping stone to get to that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you'll find yourself, and it's kind of goes. You're learning your customer, learning what you like to do. Like Katie said, you can kind of step back and see. I like doing this. I don't like doing that.
I only say that because I would think it would be maybe a little bit difficult to just cannonball right into higher end residential and providing all those. I could be wrong, but if you haven't taken that time to find your legs. I'm just asking. I'm just curious. I'm making sure we're looking at all sides of the sitch.
The other thing too is from hearing from our Academy members, they are looking in the aspect of there's less competition. I mean, there's still competition. But there's a little less competition at a higher level than down here because at that lower level, you're going to get the people that are chucks in a truck or, just people are doing yards for $20-$25 an hour or $25
This is your opportunity to grow and be that next level business.
Yeah. And people are like, the competition, and those are all low blowers. There's always been low blowers. I remember my dad talking about this back in the 80s, there's always going to be
always going to happen for now and forever.
Yes.
But like you said, you can kind of grow out of that because when you get to a certain point, those low ballers are not going to be quite as interested because you can't fake it when you are at that higher level, higher end residential. It's harder. Is faking it the right word? Like when you're doing the smaller jobs, you can get away with poor business and landscaping practices a little bit more because it's like, these jobs aren't that expensive. The homeowners probably, they might not know or didn't put as much thought into it and But when you get up into that higher end stuff, you've got to know what you're doing or otherwise the mistakes are costly because if you have to go back and then fix them because something went wrong, it wasn't right, it gets to be real costly to not know what you're doing.
Yeah. And you don't necessarily have to step away from all the mowing. You can go in and provide a package deal to the customers. I don't want you to think that we're saying just step away from the smaller residential customers, the mow and blow type of things. But if you wanted to continue mowing, could you offer other services like color, adding annual flowers and cleanups and create a package deal. You know, there's a lot of other opportunities that you can do on residential.
The more you can upsell people with other things in your package, the better. Because if you're already going to be there, you might as well. And your best customer is one that's already bought from you. So if they've already invested in you for mowing or whatever, why not add something else on?
Yeah, so there's just a lot of different things. But the only way you're going to realize that is actually stepping back from your business and really thinking about it. If you're out in the field, just go, work. Your mind isn't in the mindset of a business owner. You're in the mindset of a worker. So you do have to take that time to step back.
That's a key takeaway from the E-Myth book.
Yes.
Is you're just being an employee. You're not being the business owner. And honest to goodness, when you do take a step back and rest and think about it, and maybe just like go on a walk, that's when all this stuff is going to come to you. We're coming off of a 2-day. I took a 2-day weekend where I did watch some courses because I might be addicted to learning, but I just took a weekend to actually just kind of rest. And then now I'm back at work and like my brain is on fire with so many things because I did take that time to rest. So if you take that time to sit back, rest, relax, and just, like I said, I thought about business stuff. I did, work on a little bit of coursework, but I wasn't like nose to the grindstone. And then that's when all of that is able to like come in, all the ideas and the thoughts. It's, because how many of y'all are like, oh, I just have the best ideas when I'm in the shower. It's because you are just letting your brain breathe a little bit. You're letting your mind go. So.
Yeah. And the other thing too is when you're out there, just work. We just did a podcast not too long ago about burnout. This is what leads you into burnout if you're just continually working,
chasing your tail,
not taking a step back. And something just clicked in my head. I put a question out to our Landscape Business Owners Facebook page asking about how others deal with burnout. And there's obviously a lot of great answers in there, but there's a lot of people who are like, just do it, just get out there and work, or quit if you can't take it, all those types of things.
Oh, were they talking to your dad?
And
this is the environment he was raised in, I married into. I understand. So we understand that mindset, I guess is what I'm saying.
And I get it because I lived that for a long time where you just work. That's just how this industry is.
And then I yelled at you for it.
Well, but then if you start really looking at it, it takes away. Like during our conversation we had many years ago, it was like I'm not around my family and I'm never getting that time back. And sometimes honestly, looking at the things I've missed because I was at work, it really makes me sad because I don't get that time back. So it's really taking that time to step back to your business, figuring out what you want your business to do, where you want to go in your business, but you can't do that if you're out in the field. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, and just be like I said, just be intentional about it. Don't let your business run you. You've got to run your business.
And the time this podcast comes out, it's June. The spring rush. Most of us are starting to decline a little bit, but now is the time to really take a step back. After
It's
the spring
always
rush,
a good time.
and just start really looking. And I do encourage you to at least do this once a month, and let us know. Is this something that you guys are doing, monthly or weekly?
If you're doing it already, drop a comment and let us know what you're doing. Sorry, I just got something in my eye. You can continue talking. I'm going to try and get something out of my eye.
No, definitely just take the time, take a step back, look at your business, look at your numbers, look at what's going on, what direction is going, what services you want to continue, what services you don't want to continue, and just be intentional about where you want to go. Otherwise, you're never going to get there. So, again, guys, if you're looking to understand your numbers, get a better idea how to create a profitable estimate every time, not just throw one out and say, I'll just make up on the next one. I'll make up the next one. That next one may not ever come. If you want to know these numbers, hop in the webinar June 20th, and we'll help answer some questions, go over some common things we see.
We're on a mission. 2023 is the year of the numbers, of the numbers. Everybody will get them figured out.
Yep. So definitely head over to millionairelandscaper.com/power. So that's all I have for us today. So thank you guys for joining us and hope you have a great day.